Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the IT Leaders Festival 2021 from Computing.
How can you deliver this more sustainably for less money quicker? Well, you can't, but it's about avoiding those big hurdles that are kind of coming up in terms of reputational damage, fines, loss of confidence and trust. And trust is such a big word in terms of kind of the population and their view of your organisation, combined with your future workforce and talent.
Always challenging the unconscious biases that we all have, and I think really trying to be open when meeting new people and when kind of assigning roles and responsibilities, because I think there are, as Isa said, some really amazing young leaders. I consider us all to be young leaders who are doing really well, and so an example of what can happen if you kind of direct their energies in the right place.
But if we look at Uber, Airbnb, Alibaba, Netflix, Uber is the most valuable taxi company, yet it owns no taxi cars. Airbnb, the most valuable real estate provider, yet it owns no hotels. Netflix, the most valuable movie house, yet it owns no cinemas. So what we need to think of as leaders in IT, wherever you are in the rungs of your organisation, is the fact that disruption happens. Now, why does this happen? Right? Because startups, innovators are looking at any part of the value chain in a business and seeking to disrupt even a small part of that value chain. They're looking at business models they can disrupt, and they're looking at problems that they can solve with innovation.
I thought long and hard about being an openly autistic CEO for all those reasons: the stigma, the fear of being treated differently, not heard. But leaders need to be brave and need to be open about it. And there are still many people in senior positions within companies who are aware they're neurodivergent and aren't yet taking that leap of faith. And it is a very personal decision, but until we lead from the front and until we see people in those positions talking about this and saying, this is who I am and I'm supportive of this within the organisation, then others won't come forward.
We will expect to see Chinese industry to play ball along those guidelines, whereas in the West, what we see is a huge amount of lobbying, a huge amount of kind of greenwashing or ethics washing, and maybe not quite as much substance behind the scenes. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some great organisations out there doing some great work, but that doesn't necessarily characterise the entirety of industry. And there's very much a problem in the West, I think, around short-term profit, short-term opportunities being pursued at the cost of society.
If we're talking about diversity and we're talking about inclusion, it's about really going away, looking at yourself as a leader, if you're in a leadership position, or if you're not, going and asking the people that run your organisation about what are they doing, what is their strategy to ensure that every meeting, every recruit, every induction, every exit interview from the business is inclusive. Because D&I and inclusion is not just the people who run the business. It's not just there. We have all got to take part in it. And until we all think about it and don't just think it's someone else's problem, the leadership don't do anything, it's HR's problem, it's marketing's problem, until we all take responsibility for it, there will always be a need for these panels, won't there?